Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be talking about how my husband and I met. We met in July of 2013. I was 16 years old. We met in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at a festival called Summerfest. I was actually going to this festival with a cousin of mine. I didn't even know he was going to be there. We were just supposed to go see this band called Hollywood Undead, which, if you know of them, is a pretty classy band. So my cousin and I went. We got up pretty early in the morning to catch a bus so we wouldn't have to drive to the fairgrounds at all. So when we got there, we wanted to get front row seats. So the concert wasn't until 10:30 at night, and we got there at 8 in the morning. So, and then when the gates opened, we ran all the way to the venue so we could get front row seats, and then we sat all day in July waiting for this band. So when we got there, it was in the morning, and her boyfriend was supposed to be coming. So we saved seats, and we sat there all day. And then there was little performances of really small bands or just solo acts, just kind of people around to keep you entertained until the headliners came on. So I don't even remember actually what time it was when her boyfriend and my husband showed up, but if I remember right, it was starting to get more towards dinner time, and I was in high school at the time, so I had no money, so we didn't get any food throughout the day. We got one soda, and there was water fountains around the fairgrounds to just fill water. So we bought one soda, and then just we'd take turns going to get water for the rest of the day. So it was getting to be around dinner time, and I was pretty hungry. So I remember when my husband came, the first thing I said to him was man, I'm really hungry. And then my cousin's boyfriend and my husband left for, I want to say almost an hour. Honestly, I don't even remember. They were just gone for a while. He came back, and he had brought me a burger and fries, and I was like, I do need to marry you. We got to talking and kind of chit-chatting and flirting, and it was just it was casual, and we were killing time. We still had 5 hours before Hollywood Undead was supposed to even perform. So we just got to talking, hanging out. We were talking to the people around us, because at this time people were really starting to come in and start to wait for the headliners. So finally it gets to be around 10:30. No, actually it was starting to be 9 o'clock when the openers to the headliners were coming on, and that was a really good time. I don't really remember what the bands were. I remember one was called 1 Year Later, but that's about it. Yeah, this is almost 6 years ago. So finally Hollywood Undead is supposed to come on, and the crowd is getting really excited, and everybody starts moving around and standing up. We were sitting on these bleacher seats all day, and it was hot out, and so it was exciting. Side note, I remember I had recently broken this pinky playing basketball, so I had this really awkward half cast thing on my arm when I met him. That's fun. But when the band starts playing, everything gets really rowdy. My husband starts to get a little more flirty, and I'm gonna throw him under the bus, but he decides to take his shirt off and be all cool and stuff. He was fresh out of high school. So he was 18 and I was 16, and we were just hanging out. We were just having a good time, and then he was standing on this side of me, and I kept noticing him get closer to my face, and I'd look over, and then he'd just kind of back away, and I'd look over again, and he'd back away again. And I remember at one point I finally just turned into him to kiss him, And so after that, it was actually we kissed during this song. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the name. If I can find it, I'll leave it down below. It's a really classy song. So then after that, we start getting all like cutesy, holding his hand as we left, and all that like really teenagey, nauseating stuff. So it's about like almost midnight when the band finally like wraps up and everybody's leaving to go home. And they drove, so we got into the car with them, and we're going back to my cousin's hometown. But we decided to go to this like little diner and get some food, and I honestly wasn't really feeling that hungry. I was mostly just tired. And we hung out at this diner. He bought me a soda, and we sit there for like a couple hours and just kind of chit chat still and hang out and talk. And I think it was getting to be like almost 2 in the morning when we decided to leave. And on our way walking out of the restaurant, I like point blank looked at him. I was like, is this a thing or not? Because I just wanted to know. I'm not into the whole playing games like, oh, I think he likes me, or I don't know. So I was straight up. I'm like, do you want this to be a thing or no? And he sat in the parking lot for a while and talked about it. He was leaving for college. I lived 2 hours away from their hometown. He didn't know if it was something that we could do long distance, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I just want a clear answer. Like, I don't want to be like waiting around for you or anything like that. I just want a clear answer of yes or no. Probably like 45 minutes to an hour of talking and just kind of weighing the options of like, was it worth it or not? He finally was like, yeah, you know what? Like, you could be my girlfriend. Let's do this. When we left, I like immediately started texting him. So after he said yes, I went back to my cousin's house, and after that, we started texting all the time, calling each other a lot, like so much so that his family would actually make fun of him for calling me so often. And I mean, it was a little rough in the fact of like I was 16, he was 18, like that can get to be a really gray area, and he was leaving for college, and I was still like I had 2 years left of high school. So but yeah, I mean, it all worked out. We made the long distance thing work. He would often take a bus to a town that was about an hour away from me, and I would go pick him up. And we made the long distance thing work, obviously. But yeah, that's the cute little romantic story about how my husband and I met to one of the most probably obnoxious bands I've ever known. You okay? He was taking a nap, but clearly not anymore. That is the story of how my husband and I met when I was 16, and 6 years, almost 6 years later, we've been married for almost 3 years, have 2 kids together. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you the next time.